Hey guys, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Welcome to my kitchen once again. I'm out of breath. Why is that? You know what? I gotta get in shape. I hope you guys are getting in shape and not overdoing it with all those wicked recipes I've been sharing with you all. Today we're doing, and you guys will know this if you've ever had the pleasure of having doubles, sahina, aloo pie. It's one of those condiments that always goes on top of it. And here we go. I've got one grated cucumber already squeezed. I squeezed all that juice out of it. It's ready to get spiced up with that wicked little something I have here in my magic bullet. So today we're making cucumber chutney, something that goes well as a condiment on just about anything. Spicy, but so tasty. Before we get to that, above you're going to see that subscribe link. Click on it. You can get all the latest videos as soon as they get published. Remember to give the video the thumbs up or like it. And below is where you're going to leave me your question, your comments, just about anything you want to talk about. The ingredients for making this cucumber chutney is very simple. One large cucumber here. It's an English cucumber, seedless. I like using the skin and everything. I don't peel it because I love the extra texture and the sort of color you get from the skin. If the skin is not your thing, you can certainly peel it. If you're using cucumbers with seeds, just give it a cut down the center, split it open in two, and scoop out the seeds with a spoon. Other than that, we've got your half a teaspoon of salt, 2 cloves of garlic, some Caribbean sunshine. This is supposed to be hot and spicy, so I'll be using the entire scotch bonnet pepper, seeds and everything. Remember, if you don't want so much of that heat, don't use the seeds. Some shado beni, a couple leaves of shado beni here. They're looking kind of starving, but hey, that's what I got up here in North America. That's what I'm going to use. If you can't get shado beni, feel free to get some cilantro. A couple tablespoons of freshly chopped cilantro will work just as great. The juice of 1 lemon, and a fresh crack of ground pepper, black pepper. You can also spice this up a little bit with some cumin. A sprinkling of cumin will add a nice layer of depth to this, but cumin is not my thing. So these are the ingredients here I'll be using. So let's get working on this wickedly delicious and spicy cucumber chutney. The first thing we got to do, and using the large grater setting on a box grater, well, this is not a box grater, but you can certainly use a box grater. We've got to grate the cucumber to be able to make this chutney. And what I've done for making it easier to work with, I've cut my cucumber into 2 pieces just for it to be a lot easier for it to work. And all I'm doing is I'm just going to grate it. Nice long strands. So I'm just going to continue grating this until I have everything all grated. As you can see, I hope you can see, notice the contrast the bright green, the darker green gives to this from the skin. This is exactly what I was hoping to do. I've gone ahead and I've grated the cucumber here, but if you've ever worked with cucumber, you know there's a lot of liquid. Notice all that liquid on the bottom here. We want to get most of that liquid out. So what I'm doing is, using a strainer, I'm just going to put all that cucumber in there. Or again, you can use a cheesecloth or you can squeeze it by hand. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm just going to press down. And if you notice, see there's a lot of liquid coming out from this. I'm just going to continue squeezing this just to get rid of most of that liquid. Takes a couple tries, but all I'm going to do is continue squeezing this until I get most of that liquid or moisture out of the cucumber here. Next up, we're going to give the garlic, the shado beni, and the hot pepper a rough chop. I'm just going to take off the bottom sort of stems from the shado beni and discard that, but we're just going to give it a rough chop to make it easier for the food processor to blend it all together into a thick sort of lovely paste for us. I'm just going to give it a quick squish, rough chop. So the garlic and shado beni is already cut. Now remember what I was talking about, the seeds being hot? This area here where the seeds are, that sort of white membrane, that's where most of the heat lies in hot peppers like scotch bonnet and habanero peppers. If you want to control the heat a bit, don't use this area. However, I want all the heat. Just gonna give that a rough chop, seeds and everything. And all of this, along with the juice of the lemon, is gonna go into a food processor. In my case, I'm gonna put it in my magic bullet. So here it goes. So all I'm gonna do, and I've got the little container here for my magic bullet, I'm just gonna squeeze the juice of the lemon directly in there. I'm just using my hands to catch the seeds because I really don't want the seeds in there. And I think one of them slipped in and got in. Oh, what, dude, man, what are you doing in there? Look at the seed, all frontish and everything. I'm just gonna fish that out, add the other ingredients, and remember, we want all the juice from that lemon. I've got the lemon juice, and it smells wicked too, by the way. I just love the scent of freshly squeezed lemons, limes, oranges, anything citrus has that sort of bright Caribbean. Hey, you just gotta love it, man. I've got the scotch bonnet pepper in there, the shado beni, as well as the garlic and the juice of that lemon. In goes the salt, and I'm gonna hit him a good crank of that fresh ground black pepper, because I really want this to incorporate, to add to the, there we go, to add to the grated cucumbers that we've already prepared. So all I'm going to do now, seal him up in there, and I'm going to buzz him for a couple. So here we go. Sort of pulsing actually, because I want to break it down, but I don't want to liquefy it too much. As you can see, everything is breaking down nicely. The pepper is getting chopped up. The garlic is getting to know its friends. I'm just gonna take it out, give it a good shake, because remember, sometimes when you're blending, the salt and everything gets splattered everywhere. And there we go, it's good to go. All we gotta do now is assemble. So the final step here in making this cucumber chutney is to assemble everything. And I've got that goodness all blended up here in the magic bullet. Just gonna crack it open. Be careful, remember the fumes from that pepper is gonna be wicked. Ooh, smells beautiful. Got a cough, man. So all I'm gonna do is pour this directly on here. You gotta get all that goodness out of there. Nothing is wasting. What did my mom used to say? Waste not, want not. Boy, this lady had us learning all these sayings as a kid, I tell you. So all I'm gonna do now is give that a good stir, and we're gonna be ready to enjoy. Just gonna give that a quick stir. Nice and lovely. Now with this, the longer it sits and rests and all those flavors marries together and stuff like that, the better the overall flavor would be. So what I would do personally is allow this to sit in the fridge for about a minute or two. Listen to me. For about 25 minutes or so, allow it to marinate, and then you can certainly start enjoying it. Remember, you can put this in a bottle, but keep it in the fridge. There's no preservatives in here, so the little bit of lemon juice that we added is the only thing that's going to help keep this. So keep it in the fridge. It should last at least a week once you have it in the refrigerator. And there we go, nice and lovely cucumber chutney. Crazy at CaribbeanPot.com. Guys, thanks for joining me in the kitchen. I'm fooling around a little bit, but hey, I gotta make this fun sometimes, right? Thanks for joining me in the kitchen, and do remember to check out CaribbeanPot.com for all the latest delicious recipes live and direct from the Caribbean via Canada.